Hey everyone, my name is Lizzie, and today we'll be talking about carbonating drops versus conditioning tablets. What are both of these items used for? And they're used to put fizz into your alcohol. So if you're making cider or beer, you might want to add fizz into your concoction. You do not need this for wine, however, it's really based on your preference. And what carbonating drops are, it's little tablets, little white tablets that you would insert into your alcohol before bottling, and you would leave it there for up to 5 weeks. These little tablets are composed of sugar. Therefore, once the tablet is dissolved within your alcohol, the sugar is eaten by the yeast, and the yeast produces CO2, which in other words is fizz. By using these tablets, you have an exact measure every time you want to make alcohol. If you're making it for your personal use or for industrial quantities, you can make sure to have the same fizz results every time as long as you use the same jar size or the same bottle size. So how do you know what quantity to put into your bottle? Well, do not fret. I have the quantities for you. So it's 1 drop for 350 milliliters or 12 ounces, and it's 2 drops for 750 milliliters or 25 ounces. These are rules of thumb, and they prevent you from having exploding jars because once there's CO2 and fizz involved, there's pressure inside the jar that wants to escape, and if there's too much pressure, it can make the jars explode. If, however, you're making alcohol in bigger quantities, let's say 1 liter, you might need 2.5 to 3 carbonating drops. And it's important to avoid any type of explosion to put your bottles in the fridge before drinking it to avoid the yeast from being activated and eating a lot of sugar, because this will add to more CO2. We want to avoid too much fizz. Therefore, the fridge is always a good option because your yeast becomes dormant and it will not eat as much sugar at a fast rate. That was your 101 on carbonating drops, but what about conditioning tablets? So I've looked online, I've done my research, and it seems like most people use the former option, carbonating drops, and not as many use conditioning tablets. Why? For conditioning tablets, you would need twice as much dosage to yield to the same result. For a 12-ounce bottle, instead of using 1 tablet of conditioning drops, you need 3 to 5 tablets of conditioning tablets. And for a 22 ounces bottle, instead of using 2 carbonating drops, you'll need 6 to 9 conditioning tablet. Therefore, your amount doubles just to arrive to the same result. This is one of the possibilities why most people use the former option, which is carbonating drops, because you need less and your supply lasts you longer. So when using conditioning tablets, you put it in a bottle, seal it up, and you have to shake it as well. And one of the main differences between carbonating drops and conditioning tablets is that carbonating drops only includes sugar in its ingredients. However, conditioning tablets includes dextrose, malt extract, and heading powder. Heading powder, which is the top of the beer, the foamy part that can sometimes overflow from your glass. And since it includes malt extract, it will yield to different flavors. Malt, for those who didn't watch my past video, is used specifically for beer. It's a cereal that you can use for beer. And what it is, it's wet barley. So it's a type of cereal. However, if you do not want to use cereal, you can always use malt extract, which is used in conditioning tablets. And it replaces the actual malt itself. They're interchangeable.
And how do you get malt? You get this by wetting barley. So barley is a grain, and once it's wet, there are sprouts that come out of it, and these sprouts have to be removed. And once these sprouts are removed, you dry the barley, and this is called the malting process, and the barley is transformed into malt. I recently bought malt extract, and what you get with malt is various flavors. It could be characterized as sweet and nutty, as flavors similar to toast, caramel, coffee, like raisins. It varies.
So I'm wondering why most people do not use conditioning tablets. Is it because they don't know it exists? Because I looked at the price between carbonating drops and conditioning tablets, and they're roughly the same price. So that's not a factor. Therefore, in my opinion, it would be because of the amount of drops needed for the same result. So you would need half as much carbonating drops in order to yield the same results. Drop a comment below and let me know, do you use conditioning tablets or do you use carbonating drops? And we have a class that you can book in the link below. We'll show you different ways, tips and tricks to make your own alcohol, based on if you prefer to have fizz, if you prefer to have no fizz and have a smooth drink. We'll guide you step by step on the alcohol making process. And if you found this video valuable, share with a friend. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.